Welcome to the programme. We begin in Gaza, where Israel's forces have been attacking displaced people across the Strip. The Israeli strikes have killed more Palestinians and targeted several cities in central Gaza and in the besieged north. At least 3 were killed in the bombing that struck a residential area in the middle of the Nuseirat refugee camp in central Gaza. The injured have been taken to al-Awda hospital, which is already overwhelmed and facing severe shortages. An Israeli drone strike has also killed at least 2 people in Deir el-Balah. The missile hit a makeshift camp where Palestinians displaced from their homes were sheltering. It also triggered a huge fire at the site. At least 10 children were amongst the injured.
Those innocent children were bombed in their sleep. This is the 4th sheltering center to be pounded by the Israeli occupation forces. I wonder what threat those innocent orphan children pose to the Israelis. Above all, it's a declared safe zone. Even tents were burned to the ground, and the whole world is watching in silence. Needless to say, those innocent children are starving to death.
The Israeli military has continued to destroy northern Gaza with artillery shelling, drone and airstrikes. The military has forcefully displaced over 100 Palestinian families from shelters in Beit Hanoon following army evacuation orders on Tuesday. The northernmost part of Gaza has been besieged for over a month now, with no food or aid able to get in. Hind Kadri is our correspondent outside the Al-Aqsa Hospital in Deir el-Balah, monitoring events for us from there. Hind, just bring us up to speed on what we know about these Israeli attacks across the Strip.
Okay, let's start with the latest attack that was targeted in Mawasi Khan Yunis. And also let me remind you that Mawasi Khan Yunis is a safe humanitarian zone designated by the Israeli army, and they asked all Palestinians from different areas across the Gaza Strip to go to this humanitarian zone, where a child has been killed and at least 20 Palestinian citizens have been wounded. And let me remind you that all of these who are wounded do not have any medicine or nor medical supplies, no medical treatment, because the health situation in the Gaza Strip has been totally collapsing. But also there has been 5 Palestinians also killed in front of Kamal Adwan's hospital gate in the northern Gaza Strip. And let me tell you that this is not the first time Kamal Adwan has been targeted. There has been continuous targets and shelling and Israeli quadcopters firing live ammunition on the hospital and the surrounding of the hospital. And this is despite everything going on. The hospital is still trying to treat the wounded as much as possible. And also let me remind you that Kamal Adwan is one of the only hospitals still operating in the northern Gaza Strip. Today marks the 40th day of the siege on the northern Gaza Strip. People in Jabalia, Beit Lahia, Beit Hanoon have been under strict siege for 40 days without food, without water, without medicine, and without any aid. But we also need to know that there are a lot of people still trapped in those areas. Now, according to the Palestinian Ministry of Health, they're saying that at least 2,000 Palestinians have been killed in those 40 days in the northern parts of the Gaza Strip. But also these are the people who were transferred to the hospitals. There are thousands of people that are still missing, trapped under the rubble, and ambulances could not reach them. And also the Israeli forces forced the civil defense teams and the ambulances to leave that area. But there has been a couple of residential houses that have been targeted, also schools and new and shelters. And the latest we got is the Israeli forces burned a Mahdiya Shoa school, and this is a school in Beit Hanoon which had a lot of Palestinians displaced. But yesterday the Israeli forces started evacuating Palestinians due to under fire, under artillery shelling and tanks, and that's why most of those people in Beit Hanoon now are on the move.
Hind Kadri for us there in Deir el-Balah. Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.